All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're digging into something huge by thinking really, really small. We're breaking down the game-changing framework from James Clear's Atomic Habits and how tiny, almost invisible changes can lead to absolutely remarkable results.
So let's just start with a question that, you've probably asked yourself a million times. Why is it so hard to build good habits and even harder to break the bad ones? I mean, really, why does going to the gym feel like climbing a mountain, but skipping it is just so easy? Well, the book's core argument is pretty mind-blowing. The problem isn't you, it's your system. See, we get obsessed with goals, the finish line, right? Like losing 20 pounds or running a marathon. But we totally forget about the system, the actual process that gets you there. Goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. I mean, think about it. Every single athlete at the Olympics wants to win the gold medal, right? The goal itself isn't what separates the winners from the losers. So if it's not the goal, what is it? It's the system. It's the daily grind, the tiny habits, the consistent practice that actually makes the difference. So what is this magic system? Well, it all starts with a surprisingly small number. The idea is to get just 1% better every single day. That's it, just 1%. We're talking about tiny, marginal gains that feel, well, pretty insignificant in the moment. But here's where it gets crazy. That 1%, it compounds. And the math is just staggering. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you'll end up over 37 times better by the time you're done. But look at the flip side. If you get 1% worse each day, you slide all the way down to nearly zero. It's a powerful reminder that tiny gains and tiny losses add up to something enormous. James Clear calls this the compound interest of self-improvement. And that's exactly what it is. Just like your money grows with compound interest, your habits build on each other. Real success isn't some big one-time event. Nope. It's the sum of all your daily habits compounding over time. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. At the start, you feel like you're going nowhere. Seriously, you're putting in the work, but the results, they're basically invisible. The book calls this the valley of disappointment, and it's where most of us give up. We quit right before that compounding curve is about to take off. So how do you get through that valley? You have to go deeper. The book breaks down behavior change into 3 layers. Think of it like an onion. On the outside, you have outcomes, what you get. Then the next layer is your process, what you do. But the core, the most powerful layer, is your identity, what you believe about yourself. Most of us try to change from the outside in. The secret is to start from the inside out. And this example is just perfect. Imagine someone offers a cigarette to 2 people who are trying to quit. The first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." The second one says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." See the difference? It's huge. The first person still identifies as a smoker who's trying to change. The second has already changed their identity. It's not about what they're doing, it's about who they are. And this is the crucial part. Every single action you take is like casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. Your habits are literally the evidence of your identity. Every time you lace up your sneakers and go for a run, even a short one, you're casting a vote that says, "I am a runner." It's that simple. So this really boils down to one incredibly powerful question you have to ask yourself. Forget about what you want to achieve for a minute. Instead, ask who you want to become. Who is the type of person who could achieve those things? The goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. That's where you start. Okay, so you've decided who you want to be. Now what? Well, this is where we get into the nuts and bolts, the practical toolkit. These are the 4 laws of behavior change. They're basically a step-by-step guide to building good habits. And the cool part, you can just flip them upside down to break your bad ones. All right, law number 1, make it obvious. It's super simple, really. The trigger or the cue for your habit needs to be impossible to miss. If you don't see the cue, you're not going to do the habit. Plain and simple. And there are a couple of genius ways to do this. First is habit stacking. You just piggyback a new habit onto one you already do. For instance, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The other is designing your environment. Want to eat healthier? Don't bury the apples in the bottom of the fridge. Put a big bowl of them right on the kitchen counter where you can't miss them. Okay, next up, law number 2 is to make it attractive. Let's be honest, we're more likely to do things we actually want to do. The more appealing a habit is, the higher the chance we'll stick with it. It's all about making your good habits something you look forward to. And a really cool way to do this is called temptation bundling. You basically pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. So maybe you tell yourself, I can only watch my favorite Netflix show while I'm on the treadmill. It's a win-win. Law number 3, make it easy. Look, human beings are fundamentally wired to take the path of least resistance. We're kind of lazy, and that's okay. The less energy and friction a habit requires, the more likely it is to actually happen. So how do you do this? Reduce the number of steps. Want to go to the gym in the morning? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. That's one less thing you have to do when you're groggy. Or you can prime the environment. Just reset a room to its ready state after you use it. It makes starting the next task so much easier. And finally, we have law number 4, make it satisfying. This one is absolutely crucial. It's maybe the most important rule of all. What is rewarded is repeated. Our brains crave instant gratification. We want to feel good now, not a year from now. So you've got to give yourself an immediate win. It doesn't have to be big. The book talks about moving a paperclip from one jar to another every time you make a sales call. It's a tiny, visible sign of progress. And for breaking a bad habit, make avoiding it satisfying. Every time you skip that expensive coffee, immediately transfer the $5 into a special savings account. You get an instant reward for doing nothing. Okay, so we've got all these laws, but where on earth do you begin? The book has a brilliantly simple answer for this, the 2-minute rule. The idea is, whatever new habit you want to start, scale it down into something that takes less than 2 minutes to do. The goal is to make it so easy, you can't say no. So check this out. Read more becomes read 1 page. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. And my favorite, run a marathon becomes put on my running shoes. That's it. You're not trying to run the marathon today. You're just putting on your shoes. Anyone can do that. And this takes us right back to that powerful idea of identity. See, the goal isn't actually to read just 1 page. The goal is to become a reader. The 2-minute habit isn't the end goal, it's the gateway. It's about mastering the art of just showing up and casting that first tiny vote for the person you're becoming. So if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Real, lasting change doesn't come from some massive, heroic effort. It comes from the sum of hundreds, even thousands of tiny decisions. Those atomic habits. It all starts with that first 2-minute step. So, I'll leave you with this question. What one tiny habit can you start today to cast a vote for the person you want to become?